Bitcoin is a bank in cyberspace. Monetary energy, core of the earth. Doubles every year. Listen to my words. Selling doesn't hurt. Selling is absurd. It's like cutting off your wings, but you want to be a bird.
So someone asked me recently, there's so much FUD, so much crazy news out there, everyone's all bearish and this and that. How come I'm not bearish? That was the question. They said, how come you're not bearish? How come you're so bullish? What's wrong with you? And obviously they see the data and they're like, right, everything you're saying is doing exactly as it is. And I pointed out something. I said, actually, who said I'm bearish? I'm bullish, right? I've actually been bearish for some time now. I've actually mentioned to everybody on a public video on YouTube how the bull run is over. Now, somebody claiming the bull run is over, is that bullish? Actually, it's not, right? Thing is, a lot of people don't click to what I'm saying. If I'm saying, and like this is coming out now, right? So many YouTubers and Twitter guys and all sorts of influencers, institutions, banks, you name it, everyone's coming out. Everybody's coming out, right? But they're coming out now and telling you, oh, the 2020 bull run is over. I've said it months ago. So why I said it, right? And I mentioned this, right? So we were talking about the super cycle. So I'll go back to the thing and I'll tell you exactly what I meant, right? So it's all about the super cycle. You see, people don't understand the concept of what a super cycle could be, right? Or it is, right? And trust me, I don't either. But I can only go based on logic and reason and my charts, right? Follow the trend, follow everything. This is, the data is suggesting something, right? So when I use all of those methods, I use the data, I use a little bit of logic, and I try to reason with it, I get the answer, right? And for me, a few months ago, right? I think it was a few months ago, right? I mentioned this. I said, to me, I strongly believe the bull run is over. I made many videos after that and I said, I still believe the bull run's over, right? And I talked about this. I said, there's a cycle within a cycle, right? And I also mentioned how this looks so similar to 2013 and the beginning of 2016. So remember these dates I'm giving you, right? I'm not saying 2017. I've never said 2017. I've never said 2018. I've said very clearly, it looks very similar to the first wave of 2013. And it looks very similar to the 2016 into 2017, right? And how it looks very similar to 2019. I've also told you guys how the bull run officially for everybody started in 2020. But for me, it started in 2019. It's public. The videos are there. Go and have a look, right? There has to be a reason for me to say something like this. I mean, this is me coming on a public stage telling you guys something that I feel, right? And I feel strongly about. And I've also put a video out months ago, right? 6-7 months ago. I saw the date today because I was sharing it to somebody. And how I predicted what the price would be in 5 years' time. And the logic behind it, right? And it all makes sense when you add everything together. Obviously, I'm doing it in segments, right? But it all makes sense. So a lot of people are asking, like, how come you're not bearish and this and that? Well, that was it. That was the time when I did become bearish, right? But I was bearish within a bullish market because I'm looking at the bigger cycle. The bigger cycle, like the one we talk about, super cycle, hyper cycle, you want to give it whatever fancy name you want to call it, right? Decacycle, some people call it a decacycle, like it's like every 10 years. I'm not looking at any of those. I mean, we can give it names, that's fine, right? I call it a super cycle as well, right? But the super cycle itself, it's a long time period, right? It's massive data. You got to crunch all of that, like from entire beginning of Bitcoin's existence. And I'm not even talking about the charts. The charts don't even give you that data. on the charts, most probably you'll find from 2011. You won't see anything from 2009, right? You have to see the 2009, January the 3rd, I believe, right? When Bitcoin was officially kind of out there, right? So, because it was after the 2008 Bitcoin collapse. And you have to read the Bitcoin white paper. I mean, just go and type in Bitcoin white paper and understand what it's trying to say. So Bitcoin white paper clearly indicates how, right, Bitcoin could be used as a financial system, as a peer-to-peer payment system. That's fine. But if you read carefully in between the lines, it also indicates how it is a perfect store of value. Now, when I read through the paper myself, I sat down, I read through, I think it's 4 or 5 pages long. When I read through it, the one part that made more sense to me was a store of value. And by the way, remember this, I didn't read it in 2009. I didn't read it in 2010. I didn't read it until 2015, end of 2015. So I read it a very, very long time ago, but saying that, I read it a long time after Bitcoin was created, right? And you can even read it today and it makes perfect sense. From that day onwards, I realized that Bitcoin doesn't make sense as a payment system. Yes, in the beginning it probably did, right? Because, you know, people were buying pizzas, people were buying coffee, people were doing shopping, people were doing all sorts of stuff, right? Which is okay, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, it's an experimental monetary system, so you work with it. But all the halvening and everything, once you add all of them together, you realize that, so this is the key, right? When you realize the halvening and the scarcity and, you know, how many coins will be mined, X, Y, Z, and do that maths, that tells you it's a store of value, not a payment system, right? So it started off as a payment system, and then all the halvening and everything, as soon as it comes in, it diminishes the supply, and the supply being diminished means the price goes up, means it's a perfect store of value, perfect store of value. So, you know, bearish, bullish, you know, these are words, right? These are words, all right? The video I made yesterday, where I mentioned basically, you know, I said the brainwashed are being wallet washed, right? What I meant by that was basically, you've got all of these people who kind of jump to conclusion, right? So I'm not being rude about anything, right? But I'm just trying to kind of help people open their minds, right? You've got people out there who will literally jump to every headline they see, you know? And that's what the news is there for, right? The news' business is to sell you news, right? You know, if they get paid to print something, they're making money. That's their business. And people jump to that, right? A small sentiment change, boom, market collapse. All right, small sentiment change, right? You know, bullish news, boom, market up, right? It just screams control, you know? And the thing is what people don't realize, right? Masses, and I always say it takes one shepherd and many sheep, right? It only takes a handful of people globally, no joke, a handful of people, right? When you compare it to, like, you know, almost 7.5, 8 billion people, a handful of people makes more sense, right? They have the power to take anything, any direction. They have the power to tomorrow produce something, you know, and show you some sort of an incentive and pump that thing, right? They actually have that power, right? I mean, they could easily turn around today and say, by 2040, we are going to have a flying car and, you know, have some nice backing and this and that. And if you invest in it today, then you get to own a portion of this, and create a complete imaginary company and have you invest in it. No joke. They've got the power to do that because they can make you believe anything. They've realized that already. I mean, you know, the power of media, the TV, you know, social media, promotion, and money, right? More importantly, money, because everyone just wants to make money, right? There's very few people who don't really care about money. And those guys are like the early adopters of Bitcoin and other crypto and this and that, right? They don't really care about money anymore, right? Those are the guys who walked away from money. But people who still value money, easily bought, right? There's a funny old saying, right? People always say, everybody has a price. It's quite funny, right? You know, it's harsh, but that's the truth. Everybody has a price. So end of the day, there's a reason behind why people say this, right? And it makes perfect sense. Everybody does have a price. You know, you can buy literally anybody. The people you can't buy are people with strong will and strong morals, right? Strong will, strong moral. You cannot buy those guys, right? You can try everything, but you will not be able to buy those guys because, you know, they have fundamentals, they have morality, humanity in them, right? No, it doesn't happen like that. It doesn't work like that. So it's hard, right? And but that's what it is. I mean, a lot of these guys on all sorts of social media and all sorts of companies out there, listen, they don't put their time in for nothing. They want to earn something out of it. After they reach a certain level, they can get sponsorships, right? And you'd find a lot of these guys are sponsored by, you know, crypto guys are sponsored by big blockchain companies or probably some big exchange or something like this, right? They get the sponsorship perks out of it, and that's what they want, right? End of the day, they're in it for the money. Listen, not everybody's in it for the money, right? At some stage, I'll be in it for the money as well, but there's a difference. The difference is I'm going to be choosing. I'm going to be choosing who I want, who I don't want. You know, I'm not going to be promoting something that I personally will never touch myself. No. It does. This is what it is. You got to understand, right? You know, do I believe in it? If I believe in it, I'm going to buy some myself. I want to be in it with everybody else. If I don't believe in it, it's not going to happen. You know, so I'm just giving you kind of a disclosure. You know, I'm not in it for the money, but I know at some stage it's going to happen. Channel's seeing massive growths, right? I mean, for me, massive is like if I'm getting 20 subscribers, right? That's massive for me. That's massive for me. I've only got like, what, just over 1,000 subscribers. That's massive for me. You know, if I'm getting the views, if I'm getting the likes and the comments and people are sharing and the word spreading out, you know, that's massive for me. That's massive. Every single person's life I could change, you know, from what I'm giving to you. You know, for me, that's a payment. That's a payment. You watch my video, you like, you share, you comment, all right, you subscribe. That's a payment for me. You know, I can't ask for anything more. Trust me, I don't need anything more. So, you know, all this FUD and everything, all the news and everything, you know, market takes a dive, following the larger trend line, obviously, and then taking a bounce up. And it's going to do that. But there's another thing I want you guys to notice as well. So the chart link is on the below in the description, right? Have a look at it. The lines are drawn, and one funny coincidence you'll find is how every low we're getting now. So every other day we're getting a massive low, dip, dive down, all the way down. The low is actually higher than the previous low. That's the trend, right? But it's not something you can expect to have within a couple of hours or a couple of, no, it just doesn't work like that, right? This whole thing could take days, if not weeks, right? Weeks. And also, if you notice that I've mentioned it before as well, I said on a monthly candle, right? We might see red candles, and we mentioned that, and we have seen the red candles, right? We've got one red candle previous month, one red candle. This month is going to definitely close on a red candle. Brilliant. The next candle is also, it's going to show up green, but it's not going to be green. It's still going to be in the red zone. Understand this? It's still going to try. So that it is telling me that unless we get $1 trillion pumped in, right? Understand where I'm coming from, right? Unless we get $1 trillion pumped in, the next candle we're going to see next month is still going to be technically a red candle, even though it's going to show up as a green candle. $1 trillion coming back in to the market right now is going to jump the whole market back up, and this candle immediately becomes a green candle, and that's it, trend reverse. Happy days. But for us to get that $1 trillion back in realistically, it could take weeks, if not months. So I'm expecting maybe, you know, the next month, start off green, stay green, probably even red, doesn't matter. As long as it's a higher low, monthly, higher low than the previous one, we're good. We might see a following month. Again, if we see a higher low, very good. That's what we want, right? Because we can't have a higher high yet. A higher high on a monthly can only be possible if we go the 65k. So we are going to see lower highs, that's fine, but we want to see higher lows, monthly higher lows. That's all we need. You want to see a trend reversal, monthly lower highs. Higher lows. That's all you need. You need red candles to be pointing upwards. Problem solved, right? If that makes any sense to you, right? Just have a look at the chart. You'll understand what I'm trying to say. So, everybody keeps on asking me, what sort of time frame? What sort of time frame? When do we see the market reverse? Well, this is your indicator. This is your clue. This is your clue. So, with the market coming down and reversing itself, correcting itself, all the patterns, all the time frame, all the shapes, everything we've seen so far, everything is indicating one thing. Market needed to correct, market corrected, market is now getting ready for another cycle. Has the other cycle started? No. This is the thing, you've got to understand, it hasn't started. When does it start? That's the key, right? When does the other cycle? So we've had 65k all the way down to about 28k, 29k. Dump, right? Market's over, bull run's over. Well, bull run was over from 65k, as far as I'm concerned. 65k was the top for this particular run. Boom, done. So we're happy, right? Because anybody who's followed the things, and there's a few people I know who have actually literally traded on this information, right? Done very good. Now, when's the next cycle going to start? Until we hit that 47 mark, we don't have confirmation. That's why I've mentioned on another video, I said, I'll enter at the 42, 43. I'll do a breakout trade. I'd happily do a breakout trade, not issued, right? But I'm not going to be 100% confident until we hit the 47k. Now, when we hit the 47k, are we going to hold? Possibly not. We might even come down a little bit and kind of go sideways, move around sideways. We might do that, right? You got to expect it. Expect the unexpected. But when you expect the unexpected, guess what you expected? Make sense? No, I know it doesn't. It doesn't. How can you expect the unexpected and expect it? But that's what you do. When you're 2 steps ahead, you expect, okay, this is what I'm expecting, and I'm ready for it. You expect the unexpected and you're expecting it. I know it's a mouthful, right? But that's the truth, okay? So, yeah, I mean, if you guys really, really want to hear me say something bearish, then I'll say it right now. Oh, market's over. Get rid of it. Sell your Bitcoin. Because guess what? I'm going to be buying it. That's what I'm going to be doing. That's what the institutions are going to be. We are going to take your Bitcoin. Is that bearish enough for you? We are going to be buying your Bitcoin. Yesterday, I pointed out on WhatsApp, on one of the groups, right? I pointed out. I said, look, 200 million, 200 million, 250 million. They were like, I don't know, about like 2 of them was like a 30 seconds apart, and the other one was like a half an hour apart. Just do the math. 650 million US dollars moved into an exchange, and you're still telling me to say, where's the bearish scenario? Seriously? Honestly. As I said, you want bearish? Go for it. I'll buy your Bitcoin. I'll get the institutions to buy your Bitcoin. Luckily I'm not sponsored by them. If I was, trust me, and if I had like 100,000 people, you can move them all. That's not me, right? So please, guys, please, when it's bearish, I'll tell you it's bearish. Like I did, I said bull run's over. When it's bullish, I'll tell you, guys, I'm bullish, and I'm bullish as hell right now. I'm so excited. Yes, we're talking about, some of the guys are talking about how we might not hit the 300k. I'm not saying we're going to hit the 300k. I said we're going to hit the 136 or the 146k. The 300k number is what stock to flow model is predicting. That's not me. That's stock to flow. If we do not hit the stock to flow, and remember, stock to flow predicted this by 2024, and I predicted this in 2022. By 2022, the market top, right? So for me, I'm giving you a number for this cycle, saying that the top market top would be in the region of 103 to 146k. Everything else doesn't exist. These are hypothetical numbers, right? That's why I don't FOMO anybody. Stock to flow says 288k, close to 300k. That's what he's predicted. His model's predicting it. But by 2024, right? Now, coming down in the market right now and smoothing it out. And if it lasts another 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, guess what? If it even goes into 2022, and 2022 we might have another whole, like, you know, say for example we have a year of no movement, just sideways, you know, hovering around the 30 to 40, hovering around, okay, maybe 40 to 45, you know, maybe 40 to 50, whoa, you know, we're just hovering, well, guess what? As soon as it flips over and it gives us the confirmation, and we see the candles, the monthly candles coming in with the volume, remember the volume. Right now, Bitcoin, 14 billion volume, nothing. When we end up seeing 100 billion, 200 billion, 300 billion dollars worth of volume coming into BTC, guess what? The bull run started. That's confirmation. All right, that's when we know the next bull run is started. Now the question is if you haven't bought it already, what the hell are you doing? That's for you. If you have bought it, do you want to sell for a loss? By all means, we're waiting. We got money sitting on the exchange. 200 billion, 300 billion, 250 billion, millions, 250 million, 300 in the exchange, sitting there right now for your Bitcoin. You want to sell? Go for it. You want to sell for a loss? Go for it. Right? How stupid is it? You bought something, right? You bought something and you're down 2K, 3K, 4K, 5K, 10K, whatever. You're down. You're going to sell? Is that what you do? That just shows how weak your self-esteem, your self-confidence is. If you're confident in what you do, you don't let anything beat you down. You're 10K down, so what? You're going to make it up again. Is that what you do? I mean, for example, you own a business. Your business does 10K a week. Boom. Yo, I'm doing good. I'm making 5K a week. Come COVID-19, pandemic, your business goes down. All right? You don't make that type of money anymore. You're having to top up 2-3 grand a week in your business. Did you give up? Did you close your business? But if you did, that just says what kind of a businessman you are. You shouldn't be in a business. You should be working for somebody, right, and get paid. You should be taking a, you know, income from someone, like, you know, wages from someone. You shouldn't be a business owner, right? Because I'll tell you what I did, right? Any of the investments I got, I've been pumping money into it. I kept everything open. Why? Because I'm a businessman. Because I remember my heydays. I'm making money. Well, there are times when you got to give money. You don't just quit your bags and pack up everything and just get the hell out. You don't do that. That's the worst thing anybody could do in an investment. You don't give up. Do you know what I mean? It's a business. You don't give up. You've invested all that money. Doesn't matter what it is, even 100 quid. You don't give up. You never ever sell for a loss. You either go down to zero, or you 10x or 100x or whatever, you go to the moon. There's only two directions. In a business, there's two directions. You either succeed or you either fail. Crypto is the same. When you invest in a specific crypto, you either go to the moon or you go to your grave with it. One or the other, right? But you don't pull out halfway. What the hell's wrong with you? Do you know what I mean? I mean, we have corrections and this and that. It happens. It's the market. Let the market do its thing. What's wrong with you? There are smart people are taking their profits out. That's what they're doing. Just taking their profits out. So what's wrong with that? Cycle ends. Oh my God. Guess what? You haven't seen a bear market yet. You haven't seen a Bitcoin crash yet. Trust me. You think this 55% was a crash? Seriously? Wait till you see an 80-90% crash. That will put tears in your eyes. That will put tears in your eyes. So again, me coming back to this thing where I constantly say to people, you've gone in, you put your initial investment out, you doubled it, take half out. Take your initial investment out. That's your key. That's your key. Your peace, your mind, your solidity, everything. That is the key. When your initial investment is not impacted, you're fine. You've entered in a bear market and the market keeps on going down. What have I said? Don't buy in one go. Buy in small increments. Dollar cost average in. Or in UK, we call it pound cost averaging in. You're buying more. The whales are accumulating right now, massive amounts. Buying, getting ready for the palm. Now whales, everyone thinks, oh, they might not pump it next week. They could pump it in the next 5 minutes. That's not the key. That's not the point. The point is they will buy for the next 5 years if they have to, before they pump it. They will buy for the next 5 hours. Stop looking at what they do, because when you finally realize they've done it, it's too late. They've done it already. They've done it already. You want to be 2 steps ahead. But if you're thinking how everybody, or thinking about how the information is fed to you, my friend, trust me, you're not 2 steps ahead. You're 2 steps behind. You're 2 steps behind. You're already too late, right? We talked about Ray Dalio the other day. I showed you a video clip of Raoul Paul. That got quite a few views. Raoul Paul comes around and says, yeah, we just heard the news last week. Actually, I knew about it 9 months ago. Do you know what I mean? It's just messed up. Anyway, guys, I can go on. I think I'm getting angry right now, so I might start effing and blinding. But look, crypto is a whole different beast, right? So sometimes you just got to be patient with it, all right? And remember this, right? We have cycles within a cycle, right? Pattern within a pattern, right? The key is how you enter and how much of, how would I say this? Like how much emotion you can control. If the market is down, you don't sell for a loss. Never ever sell for a loss. Oh, by the way, I'm not talking about your shit coins. Shit coins, some of them are just going to wipe out anyway, so I don't really care about those. I'm talking about your Bitcoin. I'm not even talking about Ethereum, by the way. I'm talking specifically about Bitcoin. You never ever sell your Bitcoin for a loss. Full stop. You're always going to make more money over time. If you think you're in a loss right now, just hold. Then you'll be fine. Shitcoins is a different story, guys, so I'm not going to say you anything on that one. If somebody's going to come around and say to you, shitcoin's going to do this, do that, 100x, this, that, remember, I've never ever said that. I've always said to you, I'm a 1% guy. In shitcoins, I'm a 1% guy, right? It's a gamble. It's a gamble, because half of them are just going to go. They're probably scam coins. I call them all scam coins. Anyway, they all want your big Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? They all want your Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? Even Ethereum wants your Bitcoin. So for me, this is one of the reasons why I'm not so, like, you know, yeah, I use it, I do XYZ, I'm invested, like I said it many times before as well. I said I'm in probably almost close to 500 different type of shitcoins, right? But I'm at a loss. I'm at a bigger loss at them than my Bitcoin. I'm actually in profit. I'm still up. I just did some maths the other day and I was like, wow, okay, I'm still up. Good few hundred, if not 1,000%, right? But my altcoins, I'm not. I'm down. So when you look at that, that just explains itself. The king is the king, right? So for me, even now, for example, there's a little deal I'm doing. I'm actually getting rid of a specific business. And I spoke to the guy and I said, look, I'll give it to you for peanut money, right? Yeah, take a big discount, buy it out, just give me the cash, right? It's like a, you know, quick deal, right? You can hand me the cash, boom, boom, the deal's over. Where is that money going? He asked me, he said, where's it going? I said, BTC, bro, what's wrong with you? He's like, so you still going to buy it? I said, oh, of course, it all goes into BTC. I'm not keeping anything. I don't need any money. What am I going to do with your fiat money, with your paper money? What am I going to do with it? I mean, it's not even good for toilet paper anymore. Back in the days, it was good for toilet paper. And now it's fucking made out of, excuse my language, but it's made out of, what do you call this, plastic. You know what I mean? I mean, the ones before were really good toilet paper, emergency toilet paper. Now it's not even worth that. I mean, you could burn the thing and not pollute anything, right? Now you burn it. I mean, probably before a little bit, but now you burn it, it bloody sticks to everything. It's useless. It's useless. You know? So yeah, I mean, BTC is the king. BTC is the king. The sooner you understand this, the better it is. But obviously, first of all, I think all of the guys who don't understand it, you really need to go and research money, what money is, what fiat is, and I've even got a video on my channel, as like a 1 minute or something clip, right, where it talks about the fiat monetary system. Have a look at that, and then you'll understand it, right? So I'm not going to go on anymore, because as I said, it just makes me go angry when I hear these kind of things or when I start talking about it, because there's loads of, like, you know, feeling inside about all of this, like anger, you know, Bitcoin's the king, right? Why don't people understand this? So that's what it is, guys. Anyway, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you on another one, right, when I'm a lot more cooler, not angry. Adios, amigos.